Folks, another week, another great show coming up. Financing with JB coming through. We got the mixologists here this week, and I'm excited for them. As these guys, they set up their business. You know, we've been talking about entrepreneurship. We've been talking about developing yourself, branding yourself, getting out here in the community, letting people know what you do. As y'all all know, I'm the resource guy. I'm going to provide you with the tools, the extra you're going to need for see some of this business that we got going on here. But this week we're going to talk to some folks that they're into that music industry. You know, a lot of folks have tried. Some was denied, but that's all good. But they kept trying. But, you know, we're going to talk about some of the things that push them to this level, what they do out here, how y'all going to use their services, the things that probably stand out that y'all probably didn't know in this thing, because it's a lot of information that y'all probably going to want to know about that's going to help y'all out here when y'all doing your parties, your events, and you need that music, you need that platform, you need that stage here. So I'm going to go ahead and let them turn it over to my guys here from Mixstar Audio. They partner together, they join a business. I want to prove that we can work together. That's the thing that we're gonna prove here. And I met these guys at the expo at the and I keep saying Dell State, but it's Dell Tech Expo for Small Business Association. And I mean, it's great to see that we're out there promoting and stuff. But Denzel, Jaron, y'all let us know a little bit about yourself and what y'all out here doing.
For sure. I'll let Jaron go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, first off, thank you for having us here, man. It's an honor to be on the platform. We really do appreciate it. Any opportunity we have to put our business out there, our brand out there, and awareness, it's always a blessing and a pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mixstar Audio, mixstaraudio.com, AV Production extraordinaires. We pride ourselves on the productions that we're able to bring forth through the business of live events, as well as video recording, photography, graphic design. But most importantly, we have the equipment to provide you with your lighting, your audio, your staging, live effects. And we kind of tapped into our event business in the local scape of things and continue to try and grow and progress ourselves.
That's what's up.
Jaron Velasquez here is a co-founder of Mixstar Audio that so importantly that without him, I don't know if we'd be here today. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? He's definitely made some huge moves in the building and in the inception of Mixstar Audio. My name is Denzel Merritt. I am the co-founder and CEO of Mixstar Audio. We handle everything from audio to lighting to visual effects and visuals for any and all events, weddings, corporate conferences, corporate events, any sort of event that you can think of. If you need a microphone, you need speakers, you need a stage, we're the guys you're going to want to call. And JB, I'm so glad that we got this opportunity to make this happen, meeting you at the United Way Minority Small Business Expo at Dell Tech. What was that? That was like just this past summer, like a few months ago, right?
Absolutely.
And here we are now, man. We can work together for sure.
Absolutely. And guys, I mean, it's a lot of business out here. I tell our folks every week that we have entrepreneurs that's out here really doing it, that really has a good brand out here. And we don't have to go far to look for it. You know, we just have to know right there in our neighborhood of stuff we're looking for, events that we hold for it. But the question is, how did we get here? How did y'all even think about this? I mean, how did this start?
Whoa. So that's all right. I'm gonna try to keep this one short and sweet because it could go. Yeah, we can talk for days, man. All right. So a little bit about my background personally. I started writing music and singing at the age of 9 years old and started performing. Fourth grade. I think you're 9 years old, right? In fourth grade?
Yeah.
whatever age you are in fourth grade, I started writing music. I started making my own music. Had my first performance. I sang a cappella, a song I wrote. And then from there, I got into different instruments and then learned how to make beats, started engineering, recording myself by the time I got to high school. When I got out of high school, I attended Full Sail University and graduated with my bachelor's degree in show production and touring. And that sort of led to the knowledge and awareness of AV production. You know, a lot of people, let alone our community, have no idea that this is even an avenue that you can follow down. And on my journey as a recording engineer, because that's what I did by trade for a few years before actually starting this company. That sort of also led me to meeting Jaron Velasquez here, and I'll let him tell you guys about his background and how we got started. But once my end of the company sort of met with his experience and expertise, it sort of blossomed into what we have today, and you know the strides that we've been taking. But you know, I'll let Jaron take it from here and tell us a little bit about his background and how he led into the.
Yeah. I started out young making music the same way. I was playing saxophone. I was in the choir at school, and it transitioned into poetry, hip hop music. I was trying to record and perform. I was going to a bunch of live performance, open mic, showcases, things like that. That's actually how we crossed paths, was in the process of me doing the open mic thing. He was engineering already at one of the open mics I showed up to. We made a connection through a mutual friend at that time. And then years later down the road, we continued making music together. After a point, we decided that there has to be another way in this music industry to really develop yourself, build a career, and discuss starting our own company at that point. It was kind of a moment that we found ourselves both kind of looking at a wall in front of us, and we made a deep plunge with Mixar Audio.
Oh man, that's awesome. You know, getting that started out. Somebody already asked me, let me hear him sing.
Dang, already? Well, listen, go ahead and search for Lost Files by Zell on every streaming platform. I actually just released an album September 23rd, and I checked the numbers right before we got on here. I broke 3,000 streams on Spotify alone. Just, you know, was that 2-3 weeks ago now? And so I got something somebody like, you know what I mean? So if you want to hear me sing, it's up there. It's on YouTube, it's on Apple, Spotify, everything, everywhere.
Right. So y'all see that, go on mixstaraudio.com, check them out, pull them up so y'all can hear what's happening out here. And one of the first questions I'm getting is, what made y'all, was there some nervousness in there when y'all start to get into this? You like, you know, we're about to start our own business. We're going to be in front of the audience. Right. Are we shaky?
Not at all. We were already in front of the audience. You know, one thing Jaron left out was that he had hosted and curated about 2 events before I met him. He did open mics, showed up to open mics and everything like that. But these events were a little bit more and a little bit bigger than an open mic event. It was for the city and for the culture. And so he was already doing a lot of shows. I had already performed in front of a bunch of crowds, and I've thrown a few parties here and there. So there wasn't any nervousness. We were very anxious though. To see, to start on this new journey, see where it was going to lead, and see what was going to come out of it. Like, the doors are wide open now. Like, where are we going to go from here? That's sort of like that was the biggest thing, I believe, for us getting started.
For sure. Ditto.
What was one of your biggest shows you think y'all did, or performances that, you know, you still can remember like yesterday?
A couple.
Black.
You said Pitch Black?
Yeah, the Black event we did.
The birthday bash.
Right.
Birthday at the R Lounge. So I don't know if you're Johnny B. I don't know if you're familiar with the R Lounge on Orange Street in Wilmington.
Okay. I heard of it. I did.
Yeah, this was back when. It's since been sold like 2 or 3 different times, and you know, undergone different construction projects and et cetera. But an event that we threw together, we invited Miss DSU at the time.
Yeah.
Jamila.
Yep. Jamila Mustafa, who went on MTV, BET.
Yeah, she's a famous host now.
We had a DJ. We had a bunch of openers.
DJ Trey. Trey the DJ. He was with QC the label as QC the label was getting there going. Yeah, we invited those two out. They helped put it together, and in addition with a few other artists, local artists, we sold out and packed out the entire upstairs level of that restaurant, and it was a huge success. Even had a bus rented for people who were drinking too much.
Yeah. Going from Dover to Wilmington and back.
Wow.
Yeah, it was for DSU for sure.
Wow. And that's so amazing that y'all got out there putting on these shows. But I know it's got to be complicated with just staging everything and getting it all planning. So your average time for you to do a show, I'm calling you today. I'm like, yo, I need a show probably in December. I mean, what's the planning strategy? How does that work?
I'm very glad you asked, because we get a lot of clients that call and they want to do a show tomorrow. And it's like, bro, like, it's cool. We can do it. We can make it happen. But we need a little bit of time to make sure we have all of the pieces that we need to make this thing come together, because it does take a lot of pieces, and it can be very intricate, but it could also be very simple. And so it's never a one size fits all, and it's always on occasion based. So the process, if you wanted to do a show in December, first of all, perfect timing. At least a month. Give us at least a month, you know what I mean, to have everything set. But you should also be giving yourself that amount of time so you can promote, market, and make sure you have your ducks in order. But if you were doing a show in December, it would start out with a 15-minute phone consultation. 15 minutes is all I need to understand what you're looking to do, what you're looking to build and have, and then understand how I can provide what services to make that come to fruition for you. I mean, with the services that we offer, from DJing, anything audio, anything lighting, anything visual, we can pretty much make it all happen. We're not the biggest production company. We have competitors that we can't hold a candle to, like just being real, you know what I mean? We're only 5 years old from 2020 till now. Actually December is going to be our 5th year anniversary. So we might do some celebrating. Who knows?
Yeah. Let us know about it.
Oh, for sure. But that journey starts with a 15-minute phone consultation. We need to learn who you are, what it is that you're looking to do, and if we're even a right fit for you, and vice versa, because we have run into potential clients or leads that may not have been the right fit for us just yet. You know what I mean? They may have needed a little bit extra something, or maybe they needed something that was just out of our caliber. But we learn what it is that you're trying to do. We give you different suggestions and quotes. We decide on what it is that you want. And for us, all of our pricing is pretty much itemized already. So when you get the invoice or you get the price quote, you'll see exactly what you're paying for. And so if you need to make any sort of adjustments, it's easy to do that. I believe that the devil is in the details. And so I like to be as crystal clear and as crystal clear as possible.
Yeah.
No confusion, no, it's all out there, you know what I mean? So when we move forward, there's no looking back. We're moving forward, because in this industry, something happens on a show, you're live. There's no in studio recording. You can just hit stop, play back, and record again.
Right.
You're live. You keep rolling, baby. So, that's just sort of the nature of the game.
Yeah. So that's good to know, because folks, and we're going to have the number run across the bottom of the screen too, just in case y'all trying to reach out. You see the mixstaraudio.com coming up. but we're going to have the phone number. So, y'all can reach out, have that consultation, talk about your upcoming parties. What's happening is 302-216-4881. Give them a holler, let them know. But I mean, the big question is, do y'all do outside parties? They have to be inside. Where can they hold these parties at if they do them?
Maybe I got my fault. Sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
Great question. Yeah, we're outside, we're inside, we're at wherever you need us to be at. We're able to travel. We're very accessible. We're at all locations. You can be outside for sure.
Cool. So that's good, folks. So if you're having an outside event, something's coming up in your summer, your graduation parties, your summer events, coming up, you got to reach out. You got to see these guys here to give them that try, because a lot of folks don't understand that planning ahead of time gives you the opportunity to be able to kind of program and plan that business. And people say, oh man, I called them, I couldn't get it because they got somebody else. But folks, it's first come, first serve sometimes when you're doing it. And everybody wants to be accommodated for their show and stuff. And it just takes some time. So tell me where y'all at in your business today. I mean, what's the next step? What's the vision looks like going forward?
Great question. Glad you asked. We are looking to, since we started, we've been without brick and mortar, right? We're a service-based business. There has been no rush or immediate need to lock ourselves into something like that. And so we've been very successful being able to, and very profitable to being able to just show up on site wherever you need us, get it done for you. But I do feel like we're coming to a point where we are ready to take that next step, which is going to be our own location, where we are going to provide not only a venue space for intimate gatherings, but an audio recording studio, as well as a visual production studio that'll be available for rent. If anybody wants to come in, shoot anything that they need to shoot production wise, record anything they need to record audio wise, or maybe have an intimate gathering. We're going to have all of that available for the public pretty soon. We're looking at 2026, but fingers crossed. I don't want to make any false promises too soon.
Right. And that's what's up. Somebody asked a question. How do you handle the noise limits due to the local regulations? Sometimes the people want to party, but the community's like, we can't have all that out here. How do y'all handle that?
Listen, you tell them no. You tell them no, man. Listen, because there is a such thing as sound police. A lot of everyday people have no idea. But you know how people joke about the fashion police and things like that? There is actual sound police that will come by your event, and with a SPL, a sound pressure. Did I say that right? a sound pressure meter, but they'll come by and check the audio, tell you, whether it's too high, and you'll have to turn it down, or you'll be shut down. But especially if the client is asking, fortunately for us, we haven't run into anyone that has been too unruly to whereas they're not going to heed our advice. You know what I mean? Like, fortunately for us, a lot of our clients have been very, very easy to work with. We're very appreciative to work with all of our clients, and they'll take what they know, that we are the professionals and the expert in what it is that we do and claim to be the professionals and expert in. And so fortunately for us, we haven't faced too much pushback when we explain that sound levels have to be
cut down a little bit, because everybody like to have fun. We all want to do it. We all want to be able to manage it. But the best part of it is just being able to keep indulging in it and keep it going. Somebody asked, if we hire you, do you offer insurance, or would I have to provide insurance for my event? And how does that work?
insurance is already covered on our half. Anything that we touch or we involve ourselves in, we are already covered. And so what we'll do is, upon request, we'll send you our COI, our certificate of insurance. We'll send that over to you. And if you need us for whatever reason to add your venue's address to our insurance claim, we'll do that, and we'll send that over to you as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So folks, guess what? License insurance, all that good stuff is right there for you. You're hiring a professional organization to go out here, provide your party, provide your logistics that you're going to need out here. And the best part about it is, guess what? It comes, you have a whole package. You don't have to go shop around at State Farm, or I don't know where you get insurance from, to be honest, for those type of parties. But, that's pretty good. Somebody asked, what's your strategy for encouraging a shy crowd to dance? I have some shy friends.
Go ahead, unmute yourself, Jaron.
We gotta get the DJ spinning correctly. Like, as the DJ, we want to make sure that our DJs bring the vibe, MCing and hosting also assists with making sure that everyone gets to a level of comfortability in that. We've gotten into it as well, time and time again, where we're noticing the crowd is a little hesitant. We warm them up. We don't give them an opportunity to feel awkward. We try to make sure that, like how on your podcast show or in radio, like No Dead Air, we try to make sure that every moment is filled with something going on throughout the event, and it gives the audience something to tap into. It's a lot of success when it comes to throwing events is about the experience for the people that are there. So it's definitely a high priority to get everybody comfortable.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
We lost you, brother. Was his mic okay that whole time? It was a little choppy for me.
Yeah. It was too, but
okay. All right.
We'll get it.
I got a gist.
You want to come back, or?
Yeah, let's try your mic again. Nah. Well, I gotta nah. If you can get that, and taken care of, definitely hop back on. And but I got a gist of what he was mentioning. DJ, right. Gotta give the DJ some love. Give the DJ some some leeway, something to go off of. It's all, and as the DJ, it's all about reading the room, feeling the crowd, understanding, what's going on, what you need to do, what you're here for, and who you're spending for as well. That's very important. But also, he mentioned not giving, getting the people started early and not giving them a chance to really go back.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to, once you get them up, you got to keep going. Right.
Keep them going. And they said, can you accommodate cultural or religious music requests if needed?
Yes. That is okay. So I love using this example. I love having this this story in my arsenal. Our very first wedding, when we started back in 2020, if you could believe that we started an event production company in the midst of COVID. We did that. We've been growing ever since. But back in 2020, our very first wedding that we ever booked was a West African and Turkish wedding.
Really?
Very culturally different, music wise, just period. And they had very different takes and suggestions on music that they wanted spun at their reception. And, we made it happen. We made it happen. So, yes, your question, yes, for sure.
Yeah, and that's good because, folks will probably want to know that, I want to call them. I don't want to seem odd, and folks, he lets you know that he can accommodate, y'all going to have that 15-minute consult. So you're going to give Denzel and Darren the opportunity to understand what y'all needs are for that event. And once they figure that out, then they can put something together and y'all can start working out from there. But it's a great conversation to have in the beginning so they can be able to accommodate those wishes and stuff. And it's something that we got to be mindful of, that we got to have a conversation. As it said right there, yes, you got to be, yes, you have to be in many lanes to be very successful. And that's what they're letting you know. They mixed our audio. They're not just music, but as they heard, they set up stage, they dress that, they provide the mics, they provide sound systems. So it's just more than just coming out and DJing an event, for it. So if you have some events out there where you're gonna have speakers and you're gonna have a crowd and stuff, you got to give them a call. Give Denzel a call, 302-216-4881. We want to make sure that y'all can have that conversation. Y'all can talk with them. Y'all can meet with them so they can be able to meet your needs, have that understanding of what you want to have, and have a great party for you. Mm-hmm. Next question we have: are there additional fees we should be aware of, such as travel or overtime charges? So then just tell us, how do you stage your events in 4-hour blocks, 8-hour blocks, or how does that go?
So I like to be as flexible as possible, and I don't have a standard block. You can have a service for an hour. You know what I mean? Right. And so that's how I have everything priced out. Now, of course, depending on what it is that you're looking for that hour will determine which way we go or how we go about taking care of you. But it's open. I want to know exactly from start to finish, what time are you going to start? We like to plan for 2 to 3 hours prior to your start time, depending on what it is that you need from us. The size of the production will always determine how much time we need ahead of your start time or the doors opening for us to have everything set up for you. So it's automatically 2 to 3 hours before your start time. We need that in order to have everything set up for you. We like to be broken down by about an hour, 2 hours max after at your event end time. We understand that a lot of venues will charge you for going over a certain time, and that's something that a lot of people don't really take into consideration too much is breakdown time. And so they'll end their event at the time that they're supposed to be out of the venue.
Right.
We'll talk about those details and make sure, you know what I mean? Because we understand, especially if it's your first event that you've ever thrown, you're not going to know that. Unless the venue was very upfront, very forthcoming with that information, and very just don't forget. You might forget, you might not understand or might not know that. And so that's one of the things that we'll cover in our consultation. As far as the extra fees that you mentioned, there is a travel fee past a certain point. If you're in this now, because we service Delaware and the surrounding areas at the moment, we're just waiting for somebody to book us out in San Francisco or you know what I mean, somewhere out there for us to say that, we travel. But that is something that we are open to as long as we can figure out the logistics of how it'll work. We'll pull up wherever you want us to pull up. But I was mentioning our transportation fees and stuff like that outside of Wilmington outside of Wilmington or a certain radius is $1 a mile. Another fee that we have that, you may not know about until we get down to it at the end of our call or something like that. We have a 4% service fee that we include on any online purchases. Yes, there are ways to get around the 4% service fee. It's not like, just want to charge you guys an extra 4%. They take that from us. And so if there's a way we can avoid them taking that 4%, I muted myself. If there's a way we can avoid that, we definitely want to, make sure that option is available to all of our clients or all of our prospects. Aside from that, the last fee that we have is a maintenance fee. And I do want to be forthcoming with all of these, the fees, you know what I mean? Things that's like that. Everybody likes to get surprised with this. Right. Our maintenance fee is a 3% fee if you book our services within 1 week of your event. Now the way we operate, I don't feel this information some might consider is a little too forthcoming, but if you book this, you're gonna have to, yeah, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to know this information anyway. But we require 50% deposit upon reserving your date. In order for us to reserve your date, we have to know that you're serious and you are going to move forward with this with us. And so we do require 50% deposit upon scheduling your date on our end. That enables us to make sure we have the personnel and the equipment ready for your event. We do require the remaining 50% 1 week prior to your event. So even if you call us within that week to book us for the very first time, there will be a 3% service fee tacked on to the invoice, just because it's within that 1 week range.
Right, and that's perfect. Folks, you heard that they gave you the transparency here of how that billing works, so you can prepare for it, you can budget for it, you can put it into what you need to do, so we can be able to make sure we have a great event. They're able to set up and all that good stuff. And somebody asked, how do you coordinate with other vendors such as the planner, the photographer, the videographer, to ensure a smooth transition? Is it something that we need to do special?
You have an amazing audience. I just want to say that right now. Your audience is amazing. These questions are impeccable. So we work very, very well with venue coordinators. Of course, not everybody is having a good day every day. Jaron and myself, we try to be good day guys. Like every day, whenever we step onto the field, which is out in the field, and we have to present ourselves and speak with other people, we like to make sure we're having a good day, so that even if you're not having a good day, it's still going to be a good interaction, at least enough for our mutual client to walk away from this event happy and satisfied, that they booked with both of our services. We do a lot of weddings. And with that, we're showing up to a lot of different venues, and just about every one of those venues has a venue coordinator that has been speaking with the bride or the wedding planner. We do offer wedding planning as well. However, a lot of brides, by the time you get to us, you probably already have a planner or you're not getting a planner. And so that leaves us to deal a lot with the venue coordinator. A lot of times the bride or the client has spoken with the venue coordinator in pretty good extent. And so it requires us to work hand in hand with them. A lot of times when we're at these weddings or different events, we're the MC. And so we're the guys with the microphone. And so with that being said, we are the people that the people are going to listen to. Right. So when we have the microphone, they're going to listen if we have an announcement or if we need them to go from point A to point B. And in doing that, we have to make sure that the vendors are ready to receive them from point A to point B, maybe the caterers, maybe the venue coordinators, etc. We have to, well, we don't have to, but we check in with the venue coordinator to make sure that all hands are on deck and everybody is ready for us to make the announcement. We don't want our venue coordinators to be surprised, when we make an announcement for the crowd. The crowd is the only ones that should be, that this should be new news to. The team, everybody working, the vendors, the coordinator, the venue, everyone should already be aware of what's going to happen next. And so that's how we try to work pretty closely or hand in hand with the venue, the coordinators, the vendors, because it doesn't just stop at the venue coordinator. The vendors that are going to be there, the caterers, anybody who's designing the set design, anybody who has anything to do with anything of the event. We like to make our presence known and felt, and we like to instill that trust that they can come to us, ask us questions, and try to get things to move along, because things happen.
Work.
Yeah, things happen, and you got to work together, or else it's just all apart.
And a lot of intricate details there. So, folks, is working together, collaborating, having that conversation. I want to make sure that when y'all hiring Mixed Star Audio, that y'all communicate, hey, Denzel, this is who we have as photographers, so they all can start working together, know what time they're going to set up, designs, all that stuff. And somebody just asked, what's the lighting options? What lighting options do you offer? Do you provide custom options, color matching the theme? And I don't even know what color options is.
All of the above. All of the above. We offer all of that. Up lighting, down lighting. The difference is literally how it sounds. You got a light on the floor, it shines up. That's an up light. You got a light on the ceiling, it shines down. That's a down light. We offer both of those. We offer spotlighting if you need a spotlight on a stage or anywhere, really. We also offer dance floor lighting, also known as party lighting. That's going to be just a bunch of lights flickering, going off and off, strobing and moving around a lot. And we also have moving fixtures and wash fixtures. And a lot of our lighting options can come in different packages. They can come, just a single lighting fixture on the floor to uplight the room or a certain corner or a doorway to add aesthetic to the theme. Down lighting. Now with the down lighting, a lot of times it's not going to be like on the ceiling, and that's where our rigging comes in. Trussing. A lot of people don't know what I am talking about or referring to when I say trussing, but I guarantee you've seen it before. It's those metal bars or aluminum bars. If you've ever been to a concert or a stage, you see, these huge bars that's just holding up a bunch of lights and speakers and stuff like that. That's called trussing. We use that to fly a lot of our lighting. And so moving lights, we can hang those upside down and have those moving all around the auditorium or the stage. Wash lighting fixtures where they're just a set light. And we can control those colors via a lighting controller via DMX. And it could be wireless, it could be wired. Whereas wireless, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the BOK auditorium in Philly. But we did a lighting event there not too long ago. You can see the video from what we did there at the Boxed Auditorium on our Instagram at Mixed Star Audio. Mm-hmm. You'll see, we explain the whole thing. It's 35 feet of trussing from, left to right, and about 12 different lights, maybe a few more. It was about a year ago now. But yeah, we hooked them up, and you see start to finish on all of our platforms. You see videos of us behind the scenes, pulling up to the event, showing you guys what the venue looks like before. You guys see us setting everything up, wiring everything, and then you see what it looks like after, and then you see what the event looks like during the event. So you can see exactly what it is that you're getting yourself into when you call us at Mixstar Audio, mixstaraudio.com.
That is awesome. I mean, lighting, I didn't even know that much to lighting. So it's a light switch. So much. Yes, so much. And I see it, and you see it when you out at concerts or the events, and you're like, wow, is that built into the wall, or is this, whoever set this up really got a detailed image of it, folks. And I mean that's awesome to have that going. Then we had when will you start producing local talent? We know you had good skills. You probably heard that so many times. Yo, my cousin can show up. Can you put us out there and help us go? How does that work?
Man. See that, and that's the thing. There's no the thing is, a lot of people think that somebody can just come in and just flip a switch and make you famous. Sure. If you have hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, to just push your material to everybody needs to be pushed to, like it could happen. Realistically, it's a grind. And so you have to show someone that you're serious about what you're doing, show someone that you're going to show up every day, because you're asking people to invest their time, effort, and their money despite what they have already going on. You're asking them to invest all of those things into you and what you believe you could do and what you have going on. You really have to stand on business. All right, you really got to stand on business, and you got to show up. You know what I mean? So to answer the question more thoroughly, I do have a mentee, actually. His name is Young Soul. That's his stage name.
Mhm.
His actual name is Quadir. He is a high school student, so I'll leave his name right there.
Yeah.
You know, he before meeting me about 2 years ago, he has never been in a recording studio. I think he was 16, maybe 15 at the time. He's never been in a recording studio, never done any music whatsoever. He trained with me for a year out in Sparrow Run. We did a recording studio program in partnership with Child Inc., a nonprofit organization, as well as Travel Songs Incorporated. I really hope I said that right. Travel Songs Foundation. Um,
Mhm.
you know, those two nonprofit organizations came together and built a recording studio for the not the minority, the children of Sparrow Run. What is the word I'm looking for? Because it's not minority. The people underneath 18, under 18.
Minors.
My minorities. Oh my God. For minors.
Minors.
Yeah, they built the studio for minors in Sparrow Run in Newark, Delaware, and that studio is completely free. You know, you need only to book with me or my mentee that I was just mentioning. You need only to book with us. You guys can follow that studio page on Instagram. It's Child Inc. Music Studio, if I'm not mistaken, and DM us on that Instagram, and somebody will get back to you and try to get you scheduled. But it's completely free for kids 12 to 19, I believe. And what I was mentioning was the engineer who is engineering there now was my mentee, who has never done any music, you know, never knew anything about a note, a frequency, an instrument, to have now produced over 100 instrumentals. He's written over 20 different songs. He's actually released music as well on his SoundCloud. I've featured on a track or two of his, and my company, we also have a nonprofit organization called Be Your Own Star. And Be Your Own Star through a block party called the Mix Fest block party back in August, not too long ago, where we brought everything out. Literally everything, the bells and whistles, all the staging, all of the, you know, the lighting, the trussing, the rigging. We partnered up with the Boys and Girls Club. The Maverick Bus Studio. They came out, brought some audio, and we partnered up with TJ's Boxing Academy, and we did it at his location. And Young Soul, my mentee, actually performed for the first time 2 songs that he's written. And so, as far as producing local talent, tap in with me.
That is awesome. That is awesome because, you know, we have a lot of folks out here. They're talented. They need to be able to host their abilities and stuff. But folks, you got to reach out. You got to call for it and give Denzel a call. You know, hit him up. Say, hey, you know, I'm trying to get into this local talent producing. Guide me, walk with me from it. So you see the number going across the bottom of the screen. So you'll be able to get to where you need to. Everybody needs a mentor, regardless who you are, how great you think you are, how good. You need a mentor that can guide you. So give them a call, 302-216-4881. And Denzel, my question is, I mean, a lot of people feel they have that talent and to go and stuff, but some of them are just scared. How do you enable them to kind of build on those little successes?
one step at a time. But you don't get anywhere not going anywhere. You know, if you don't take that step, you don't put that first foot in front of the next foot ain't gonna get in front of that foot, and you're never gonna go anywhere. You have to take the steps. Don't worry about big chunks, big yardage. All right. Little yards, you know, will get you to the touchdown. I remember I was in high school. I played football. I was a football guy my entire life. I played football in high school, and my coach would always say, "Guys, we only need three yards a down, 3 yards a down, and we're gonna get a first down all the way down to the touchdown. We're gonna get to the end zone, right? But you don't have to take big chunks all the time. You just got to take little steps and let momentum build on itself. To go back to what I said in the beginning, I was recording. I was an audio engineer, so I recorded a lot of the city of Wilmington. In the time that I was recording, I recorded a lot of people. Like I'm known for that time that I spent at that studio, and through that time, so much talent. People that stuck with it, and they're doing big, great things now. Other people that sort of, let it die down a little bit, but you never really forget, how much like the talent somebody really shows you, and especially if it inspired somebody. And that's also another thing I want to say to your question, to encourage people to take those steps. You never know. Like the album I just released like 2 weeks ago is called Lost Files. Those songs, the reason it's called Lost Files, because that's not what the name of the album was gonna be. It's called that because my audio engineer that I record with, his hard drive crashed and we lost all the files. So I couldn't go back and edit anything. And honestly, there's only one track on that whole album that's completely finished. All of the other tracks are not finished. However, I'm getting crazy reviews saying that this is amazing. The production is amazing. And I'm like, it's not even done, but great. I'm glad you feel that way. The reason, I was saying that the oldest song on that album is 2015. These are songs these are like some of my earliest work from all the way back from 2015. And they never would have made it out had that hard drive not crashed. And had I not seen a few videos on my timeline that just said, just randomly, they weren't for me specifically, however, I took them that way. The videos came across and said, yo, you're too talented to be holding on to that work, to that talent. Put it out there, hit record. They were just saying, like, let your talent shine. You know what I mean? Put yourself out there. And that's what you got to do, man. I'm having crazy success and reviews, and 2 weeks and we're already past 3,000 streams. And it's really just a blessing, honestly. And you never know until you put yourself out there and you take that first step.
So do you have recording studios to rent out? Do you rent out time for somebody want to come and do a recording or something like that?
At the moment, I have the partnership with Child Inc. and Travel Songs Foundation. And so for minors, you can book a recording studio completely free. I know a lot of people with recording studios. However, Mixstar Audio at the moment does not provide a recording studio place for you. If you want to book me or one of our audio engineers, you need only to give us a call and let us know. We will meet you at your preferred recording studio. You'll just have to pay your recording studio fees and our engineering fees, and we're good to go. But that's a part of our 2026 goals of having our brick and mortar, which is going to provide an open space for venues and small gatherings, recording studios, as well as visual production studios.
That's awesome. So folks, they have the vision. They're moving forward. They're about to do some things new and improved. So you got to reach out 302-216-4881. Mixstar Audio is on the move. They're doing some things that's amazing. One of our next question we had, would you travel overseas for events? So Denzel, somebody might be getting married or something. So I'm just preparing you for
That's
what
big.
it has.
You know, I've had a few people tell me that they're going to Jamaica, they're having a destination wedding. They called us and then they changed their plans and said we're going overseas. And I'm like, all right, bet, when we leaving. All right. I got my passport, I got my thises and my that's, I got all the things. We're ready to go.
Right.
But yeah, if we can, like I mentioned, if we can figure out the logistics to make everything make sense for both parties and make it all work out, we'll be there.
And that's amazing, folks. And I just want to, man, it's amazing that we have somebody, audio studio, your setup, your music, your whole program right there, able to provide that service for you. And you have to just take the time, give them a call, book that consultation, that y'all can have that conversation. And it don't have to happen tomorrow. As you say, 30 days would be nice. But
Right.
Sometimes I know we're in a rush to do things, and time is not always of the essence. But we got to call and reach out to them. And folks, I just want to remind y'all about some events still coming up that we're going to talk about. Is our gala for the NAV vets coming up on November 8th at the Modern Maturity Center. We still have tickets available if you want to reach out and get some tickets. It's going to be a wonderful time for that November 8th, and that's going to be between 6 to 10 p.m. on that. Also, we're going to have the jazz brunch coming up as well on November 9th from 1 to 3 in Claymont, Delaware as well. Tickets still available for that. Come reach out to us. Give us a call so we can get that done. And then also we have, as you see, the flyer for NAVETS coming up. And also we have coming up to the Emmanuel Church, the 2025 Christmas concert. Morgan State University concert choir is coming to Wilmington, Delaware, 2414 Pennsylvania Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware, 19806. And they'll be there on December 7th, Sunday at 4 p.m. Folks, we got events that's coming up that we always going to publish, that we always going to let you know about. And as well, this creative financing with JB, providing your residential, commercial, and loan services for your investment properties time and time again. We want to make sure that we announce all those things that's happening out here. But most of all, we want to know that we have resources. And our resource this week is Mixstar Audio. So, folks, the holidays is coming up. The Thanksgiving is coming up. I know y'all have some parties coming up. You have some events you're thinking about. I want you to give Denzel a call, 302-216-4881. Let him know about your event, seeing how he can assist you, seeing if he's available to assist you. But just think, it's more than just DJ services. It's audio visual, it's mics, it's setting up, it's lighting, so you have a host of items that they supply and that they're able to do in the community. And he provided you with some very, very reasonable information for traveling and, the cost, the service fees and stuff. But reach out, support our local community. And we have people right here that's doing it. Somebody out there got some local talent. You believe you're ready to go. You got to give him a call. He's ready to help you get to the next step. He's ready to set up, engineer that record as you want, as that vinyl, as we say back in the day.
Right. Put it to tape. Put it on tape, baby.
Put it on tape. Put it on CD.
Right.
I don't know which cars still got CD players, but you might find one someplace at Goodwill or something. But it's okay. It's still music.
Mm-hmm.
But folks, it's a time to just represent and have them things available. We used to have yellow pages, Denzel, where you could just scroll through. This is your yellow pages now. This is your up and coming.
Right. I love it.
Forward and to get it going. But we really, I'm excited for Denzel and his partner as they going out here. They doing something. I have to be honest, folks. I never known of a company that did this besides some major companies, but I mean local production where I can reach out and say, yo, we having a family reunion. Can you come set up, give us some music, give us some lights, we're going to have a little entertainment or, have some events out in the community that you can bring them out and they can set up your whole atmosphere to where it's a nice venue for you. That's why I'm really encouraging y'all to reach out 302-216-4881. Also mixstaraudio.com. Go on the website, check them out. Make sure that you ask the questions and you're doing that stuff. And folks, if you're scared to call, text them and just say, hey, can you answer my questions?
You guys can text me, email us. We'll get back to you within 24 business hours for sure.
For sure. And stuff. And man, it's a pleasure, man. I'm thanking you for even taking the time to show up, and give us that moment to highlight the business that you're doing out here in the community. I'm excited about it. I mean, I'm just going to keep passing this on. And folks, this will be on YouTube too. So if at any point in time y'all didn't get a chance and you're looking for this, reach out. You still get to see the whole viewing of what had happened, and then you'll still get the number, for it and stuff. And if we miss something, as I said, we don't get everything, but if we miss something that you need to ask Denzel and his staff, call.
You got a lot of it.
Yeah, you got a lot of it. And
what?
For the stuff, and we get to go from there to promote this stuff out there. But it's a great opportunity to have a sound engineer. A lot of folks need a sound engineer when you in your churches, in your worship centers, wherever you at, to help. And you have that. And it was an awesome show, for where the folks really can see what's happening out here in the community to get it going. But I'm keeping this in mind for our events coming up, for the DNC events, our local events in our neighborhoods for our young folks, to where they're able to, see our young folks, out here really developing a strong business and branding, which is so key out here for it and stuff. And Denzel, you got some closing remarks for us, man. I'm just so excited, for the business.
For sure, man. Hey, JB, I want to thank you first and foremost for having me. Like we said in the beginning, we met at a business event,
Right.
a minority small business event. We networked, and here we are today. It can happen, guys. You just have to take that first step. Take that first step, and the rest should follow. Also, you listed off a lot of very interesting events that I might want to just attend if we're not missing it. So definitely make sure my email is on that email list.
Yeah,
On the newsletter for sure, because
absolutely.
But as far as closing out, thank you guys again for having us at Mixstar Audio, mixstaraudio.com, on behalf of my co-founder Jaron Velasquez as well. Unfortunately, he couldn't jump back on with us, but you guys can follow us at Mixstar Audio on Instagram. Literally Mixstar Audio everywhere. Just search Mixstar Audio. If we pop up, we're there. That it's us.
Right.
It'll look something like that. I did just release a R&B pop neo soul album. You guys can follow me on Instagram at lord.zel, lord.zel. That's my artist page. The album is also, you can stream it on our website and you can purchase it on our website, $2 cheaper than iTunes, at mixstaraudio.com/ZEL. Aside from that, just can't thank you enough for having us, JB, man. And if there's anything you need or anything we can do for your listeners and your audience, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Folks, you heard it, man. Another great week, another great podcast, Creative Financing with JB, providing resources for the community, for the local folks that need those resources, man. Until next week, we thank you for tuning in. Until next week, See you again, and y'all have a wonderful week. And let's make it great. Good night.